love stories. Hey, welcome back to Love Stories. I'm your host, Cheri Smith, Blue Heart Music, and this is a place where you just might learn a little bit about love while being entertained. So today's topic is, should I send my boyfriend a risque picture of myself? Or to your significant other, should you send them a picture that is maybe a little bit naughty? What do you think? Well, let's dive into it. So I want to start off by teaching you a mantra that has been very valuable to me through my life ever since the internet became a thing. So an old roommate of mine, he used to always say, the internet is forever. Okay? So let that sink in for a minute. The internet is forever. So shout out to Luke. Thanks for coming up with that. It's a really valuable thing to have in your head anytime you're going to send something, Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever you're using, posting on YouTube. You want to think like, am I okay with anybody seeing this? Anybody, okay? Because no matter where, if you're sending it to an individual, it can get uploaded. It can get sent out, okay? Things are not private that you upload. Even if you're just sending it to one person, you have to think everybody. You have to be inclusive of who might else see this potentially. Anybody in your family, any of your friends, any future employer or current employer, or anybody at your school. You really have to think that out, like, am I okay with anybody ever seeing this? If the answer is no, then you should not send it, okay? So, the internet is forever. Put that in your head. It's a valuable tool. People can do screen grabs. They can find caches of old pages. Even things that you type, or people can send them on. Lots of pictures have accidentally gotten sent on to other people and then spread around the school, and it's really not fair to the person that had that happen. So the internet is forever. Live by that rule. So one thing I want to mention is, once in a while you'll hear these stories about a girl or a woman who maybe had somebody in her past that pulls out some pictures or video of her, someone she trusted, or of somebody picture getting spread around the high school or something like that, without the person's consent. And it could happen to men too, and probably does to some extent, but mostly it happens to women and girls. It's just not right, it's not fair. They're not giving their consent for this picture to go all over the place. But unfortunately, with the internet being forever as it is, and things can get sent out very easily, it's just something you got to really think about stuff before you send it. So you might be thinking, oh, well, I really trust this person. I really love them, or I really care about them. They wouldn't do that to me. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. People change, or they lie. Or maybe something happens down the road and they get mad. They've got these pictures or this video, and while it might be wrong of them, they might just not care anymore. I don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Also, it might not even be their fault. Like, maybe somebody got their phone and went through it and was like, ooh la la, I'm going to, send these to everybody at school or whatever. It's just something you got to watch out for, because you just don't know. Like, once it leaves your possession, just imagine the whole world has access to it forever. Okay? So if you're okay with that, then sure, what the heck? If you are not okay with anyone ever in the world having access to that thing, then don't send it. Okay? It's a hard lesson, but it's really important, especially now, because everything is online. So say it again with me. The internet is forever. Okay, so I want to share my own little story with you about this. I was always pretty cautious and was never really tempted to send anything risque at all, but there was one time when I thought it might be kind of fun to put on a Halloween costume I had. It was a schoolgirl outfit, and just, do a little pose with it and take a picture and send it to someone I was dating. But, as a professional, I was like, I don't really want this to be seen by anybody else. So I sent it to him, but I was like, promise me that you will not show anyone else, okay? This is only for you. So he's like, oh, yeah, totally, I promise, 100% will not share with anyone else. I'm like, okay, great. So, as you can imagine, like a week later, we're hanging out, and his buddy's there, and his friend's like, oh, I saw a picture of you. And I was like, I felt so betrayed. I was like, how could you show him that picture when you promised me that you would not? And his defense, oh, it's not that bad. Well, maybe so. I mean, it wasn't, otherwise I wouldn't have sent it, but still, he broke my trust. He shared the picture. He lied to me that he would not share the picture, and then that's what happened. Like, I didn't have any control over what happened to it. I was trusting what he said, but he lied. He broke my trust. He betrayed me. Well, it's not right, and it's not fair. That kind of stuff, unfortunately, happens. Even, like, you occasionally will hear stories about maybe a girl who had a picture in her bathing suit, like, get shared around the school, and then she gets, like, harassed for it. It's not right. The problem is with the person who's spreading this picture around. I mean, they're the ones that really should be shamed, if anybody's going to be shamed, because it's not right. It's not fair to share those kind of pictures when it's a betrayal of trust. But it happens. All right, there's two main takeaways I want you to have here. Two main lessons. So the first one, of course, is the internet is forever. So even though it might be tempting to share a picture that's a little bit risque or a little naughty with somebody you like, don't do it. You just don't know what's going to happen down the road. And again, if you're not comfortable with anybody seeing it ever in your whole life, well, then don't put that out there, okay? So also, don't ask. Guys don't ask the girls to send that, or vice versa. Just respect people's privacy, and let's just, treat each other kindly and nicely and thoughtfully. So just remember, the internet is forever. Okay? And then lesson 2, if one of those pictures, if you happen to come across something like that, don't spread it on. Don't share it. Don't save it. Just get rid of it. Let the person know. And you should never shame that person. Like, they had their privacy violated. So if anything, you should feel bad that they had somebody violate their privacy, right? So you could tell them that. I'm sorry that happened. That's awful. That person should have not have done that, or whatever, however it happened. Like, they're the victim. They are not the perpetrator. So they should not be shamed. They've had their privacy violated. Okay, so let's start changing the culture around that. Like, look at it as this person is the victim of somebody else harassing them by spreading this picture around, or whatever it is. So let's all change together. We can all be better people, we can all hold each other up high and treat each other well. I'd really like to see that happen. Okay, let's do a little role playing here. So I'm gonna be your significant other here. Oh, please, won't you send me a naughty picture of yourself? Please, I'll really like you if you do that. No, That's you. Oh, you can totally trust me. I would never send that to anybody else or show anybody else. Please? No, it wouldn't be that bad to send me a little picture because nobody else would see it. I wouldn't share it ever. Can totally send it my way. No. Okay, now let's do it from your perspective. Oh, but I really like this guy. He's so sweet and wonderful, and I could totally send it to him and nothing would happen. No, I'm your friend telling you not to send it. Oh, but I totally trust him and we're in love and he would never betray me like that and it would be totally safe and secure on his phone. No. Okay, don't do it. I hope you got that. So I really, really want you to put that in your head anytime that you start thinking about sending something that maybe you don't want your grandparent to see. Maybe you don't want your boss to see it. Maybe you wouldn't want other people at school to see it or something. If you're kind of about anybody else ever seeing it, don't send it. Don't write it. Don't, just don't put it on video or whatever. Like, don't post that anywhere. Don't email it to anybody. Don't send it to anybody via private chat because the internet is forever. Ooh. So get that in your head. So if you happen to see a picture of somebody else that maybe is not super appropriate for it to be floating across the internet, what do? Delete it. Go tell them. Okay? Get rid of it. Don't be part of the problem. Don't be part of that culture. Also, if you have a story to share about something that happened to you, maybe you shared a picture and the person that you trusted with it decided to show it to other people. Well, if you have a story about that, please drop your comments below and share because I'm sure I'm not the only one. And even though my story is not that terrible, it's still a betrayal of trust. And it still is something that's happening in our society that really shouldn't be. Do your part. Don't pass those things around. But do share your story because let's help each other out. Let's help stop these things from happening and be aware that they can. Okay? All right. Now, I'm gonna double up my visual aids today. What do you think? Huh? Fancy? Usually I just do them one at a time. All right, there'll be a new episode. You gotta mix it up a little, keep it interesting. So there'll be a new episode almost every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And please be sure to like and subscribe. And one thing I want to mention, if you subscribe, if you want to have helpful dating tips or ways to enhance your personal life or to enhance your relationships in general, well, those are all good reasons to subscribe. Or if you just enjoy my music and want to support me, or if you just like my stories, totally. I would love to have you as a subscriber. So if you think you might benefit from any of those things, please subscribe. All right. And share if you like. And most importantly, I want you to know you are loved. All right. Well, thanks for watching Love Stories. I'm Cheri Smith, Blue Heart Music, and I will catch you next time.